Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Dancing Oracle with me, Najia. Today, I'm honoring viewer request on celebrity tarot readings, and we've had a lot of video requests for Sandra Bullock and Keanu, and I'm just going to read one of them from at VOCEEEUUU. I'm not exactly how to pronounce her handle on YouTube, but she said Keanu and Sandra Bullock. It's pretty obvious she is his soulmate. Please do a reading on them. She's not the only one, but she did post it on the correct video comment area where I do take requests. So I'm going to do that now. I'm actually curious myself. I'm going to do a general reading between the two of them. And then, depending what we get, I may follow up with more readings about them. We'll also see the response I get as well. Okay? Hey, if you're new to the channel, there's a lot on here. Welcome. I've kind of been doing a lot of celebrity readings the last 6 weeks as an exploration into tarot, another way of getting validation through the fans, which is really interesting. Validation about, because they know a lot about the celebrity lives, but also it's a way for us to just kind of forget our troubles. It's fun. And this is for entertainment purposes only. I'm going to clear the energy in the deck. Bells are a really great way to raise vibration and clear energy. I was told that's why the teacher uses those school bells. It's also a great way for everyone to just kind of come to attention and just stop everything. But I hear from some of my metaphysical friends that bells are a way to clear energy. And that's why a lot of people like the singing bowls. So I'm going to shuffle. I'll let you see my process. All right. Oh, one other way I got to clear the energy is I do sage the cards. This will help clear the energy from my clients last night. I don't want to have their energy in Keanu and Sandra's cards. And I just have enough time to do a general reading on them today. I have a student coming to learn some belly dance. Ooh, that is smoking. All right, let me get that out of the way. All right, so let me tune in. Let's see if the cards will arrange themselves, if Spirit will arrange the cards in a way. I'm listening where to cut them. I have to listen on the inner. And it's hard to talk and listen on the inner. But I'm not sure. I'm told to pull this card for a reason. It's significant. Wow. I didn't expect this because this doesn't sound like their energy at all. But it does represent a desire to reconcile and make amends. So I don't know what that's all about because I think just from looking at the two of them on stage, I saw a video came up in my feed about their 30-year reunion for Speed. And you could just see the warmth they had between them. And you say, why didn't they ever get together romantically and have a family? Anyway, I go back to my shuffling. I got the Lovers reversed. I was told to pull this card. It's in reverse. So, yeah, there's some type of misalignment, a value. I don't understand. There's a detachment, fear of commitment, indecision. Ooh, yeah, why didn't they get together? What were they afraid of? Anyway, we'll find out. We'll see what the... Ah! I am recording. Okay. Just making sure I'm recording. I had to check the button. That's the worst. When you do a whole reading and you don't record, you tune in and you have no recording. All right, here we are. Here we are. Wow. Okay. Wow. You could definitely tell they wanted to have a relationship. That was definitely hidden in the subconscious. Wow. Okay, this is interesting. Man. Wow. Okay. And then some of the cards that were happening at that time, right? That this was all. Let me just tell this person I can't talk right now. Okay. Just want you to see that I did really pull those cards. So later when I feel so bad for some of the other readers that they get accused of cheating by not shuffling right on screen. And I'm sorry for the time it takes, but I do that. I know it is a lot of waiting around until I tune in and shuffle. You can always fast forward with the video anytime, right? You can fast forward. So I got the Nine of Swords in reverse. So they both had a lot of inner turmoil at that time. This phone, so sorry. I gotta hit the don't bother me now button. They're all spam calls anyway, I can tell. So the Nine of Swords is, nines are numbers where you feel alone and isolated. And swords are like thoughts in the mind that when it comes to that feeling isolated, you have a lot of inner turmoil, like and feeling alone, and you can't deal with your thoughts. And sometimes it's easier to repress them, but they're the kind of things that show up at night. So all during the day, you act cool, you repress your thoughts, and at night it's all really coming out and bothering you. And it's hard. It's hard. So there was a lot of fear. They were young. They just met. Look, you could tell there was chemistry. They probably had all kinds of hormones flying all over the place, and they're both so lovely, right? Aren't they just lovely? You think, why weren't they ever a couple? And I I did see that they actually were attracted to each other, but were quiet about it. Ellen came out on the Ellen show. If you can go on YouTube, it showed up on my feed. But at at this point, these deep-seated fears and secrets, and just they're releasing that worry. I mean, they're older now, and they can reach out to each other if they want. They've released those fears. But that was something big back then. And what was blocking it was this new opportunity. This is a page. This is someone very young that carries a message. He's learning something. This could be a male or a female, right? It's just because it looks like a male, it represents either. Okay. And this is somebody that is starting something new. They have a message. There's a like something is, they have this message, they have this calling to start something new and to get very knowledgeable about it, learn as much as they can. And someday, they want to move up in the world and move up through the court cards, move up through the knight, through the queen, to the king, to the king of pentacles, and establishing their kingdom and having the wealth and the success and the power that they need to like really feel like they can enjoy life. So this opportunity, this financial opportunity involving using, developing your skills. There's a lot of ambition with this card. There's a lot of desire. There's a lot of diligence. This is somebody who's willing to work hard, even though they're a newbie. This was the obstacle. This is the obstacle to, even though they felt alone, and there was definitely some feeling going on, and they wanted to communicate, but they couldn't. This was what was blocking it. Probably because I heard Sandra speak on the panel, and she was brand new. That's how she got discovered. It was unusual that she was cast in that movie. So she wouldn't want to ruin her work opportunity by, I'm assuming this is what the cards seem to be saying, like, this is a major work opportunity and this is going to block me releasing, my fears and secrets and reaching out, because I really maybe have feelings for this man, or he may have felt the same about her. Like, this is a work environment. We don't do that kind of thing. So that would be the blockage. All right. And they both have the high priestess in reverse in the conscious thoughts. This is the secrets card. This is showing they were disconnected from their intuition, that they withdrew into silence. There was a lot of misunderstanding, ignorance, because they're young. At that time, they were young, So, but they kept their secrets hidden. Because the high priestess is a very powerful position when it's upright, and she uses her intuition. She's connected to the sacred. She's trusting that divine guidance. But it looks like they block that at that time. That's consciously, that what they did on the outer world was consciously, okay? But in the subconscious, this is like, I want to start a new love relationship. The Ace of Cups. Let me just, this is, they definitely had love overflowing for each other subconsciously. It was hidden. They didn't let it out at work, except for the chemistry on screen, which worked on their favor, right? I didn't actually see the movie, but I saw clips. And you could see, I mean, you could see there's chemistry between them. I saw them in another movie, though. I think it was about a house on a lake. I think it was them. I think they were together in that one. Oh, my memory. My memory is too much on my mind. My memory has been not good. So there's a lot of love, and they this is the kind of love that they had underneath, the kind of love where they would want to start a new beginning for the rest of their lives, to carry it through to marriage and a baby, right? This is this is that kind of love. So I think what his fans are their fans are seeing is what I just see when I looked at them, like, oh man, he seem they both seem like they've had a hard time in that area of their life. I can relate. You're like, such nice people. Why didn't it work out? They're both sweethearts. At least I don't know them personally, of course, but their energies are nice. They both have really beautiful energy. You can just see it. His is more hidden. She's more direct. She's got some spunk. I like her. I haven't seen her in a lot of movies. I don't know why I don't watch movies, but I see her show up on some talk shows. I watch a lot of YouTube now since the pandemic. That's all I watch gardening shows, how to garden, how to make everything, and I watch a lot of psychics. And because I'm doing the Keanu readings, that popped up on my screen, the 30th anniversary celebration. You know, live it. So what happened in the past with them? Again, another card of isolation, nines. We talked about this yesterday in the Keanu's reading, how the nines make you feel alone. And they're the pentacles have a lot to do with work, like accumulation of wealth and building your success. And the nines are showing at that time there was an obsession with their work, and they were really hustling, both of them, and perhaps living beyond their means, perhaps. Um, there may have been issues of self-worth, and sometimes the nine of pentacles can represent like you're living in a gilded cage, like everything looks beautiful like a bird in a gilded cage, but you're feeling like you're in some kind of prison in a way. You're imprisoned by your success, and it's hard to have a regular life, boy meets girl kind of life, because the Hollywood machine and the career and what to do and what not to do and not crossing lines would have been. Sorry, I'm keeping the eye on the time because my student's coming. Gotta keep this short. it's showing that they both had that issue going on, particularly Sandra, because there's a female represented, and she has some. I always look at this Nine of Pentacles, has some Empress energy, like pre-Empress energy, has that feeling of abundance and everything happening. And she would have been at that start. And you don't want to risk your success and career for something that may not turn out to be love. Because as most of us know, I mean, most relationships don't work out. They don't work out. It's such a shame. You have all this chemistry and butterflies, and you think you see the best in someone, and it just doesn't work out. But you have this great career, these great career opportunities. You say, well, let me just follow this. And if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. So that seems to be the issue. And then a pivotal moment was the Emperor in reverse. So this would have been a pivotal moment in the past. So there's this Emperor energy, like a controlling energy, rigid, stubborn, ruling. You know, that might have been the studio, the Hollywood, you know, the Hollywood machine, that the all powerful, don't cross. So this type of emperor upright would have been, if that were happening at the time in their careers, feeling like they're safe in this structured major kingdoms, because the emperor rules many kingdoms. He's got the kingdom of pentacles, he's got the kingdom, you know, of wealth and pentacles, he's got the kingdom of knowledge, the swords, he's got the kingdom of the heart cups, the emotions, and he's got the kingdoms of vitality and creativity with the wands. He rules over all the other kings. Okay, so he's above the kings. So this is a really big system of rulership in reverse you don't want to cross. So that's something that felt controlling and domineering. So maybe they just didn't want to risk it. I would have to look into that further. You know, this is a fire element ruled by Aries. It has a lot to do with like hard work. Okay. So anyway, the card that represents them now, I guess, is, and how people see them is, I don't know if this is true. I don't know a whole lot about Sandra. I've kind of gotten to know some stuff about Keanu now that I've been doing his readings, but I don't know a whole lot. I don't really know anything about her other than her. I saw that she lost a husband. He died. Very tragic. And she did find someone wonderful, but I don't think it was very long time they were married, because he got sick and died young, you know, fairly young, right? Poor. But anyway, the way they see themselves is that they're doing it all. They're carrying all the burdens, and they're just like, oh, I just want to release these burdens. And these are wands. These are your vitality and creativity, and there's 10 of them, and there's like this end of a cycle. They're at the end of the cycle of holding it all together and carrying their burdens, and they're just ready. They've been dragging this up the hill. They've been If in the upright position, they're dragging it up the hill, overworking, pushing too hard, doing too much, and not in the most easiest way, efficient manner. Uh, would have been better to get a cart, put it on a cart and wheel it up or something rather than having it all spread out, pushing against the current. So they're pushing against the current they were pushing against it for the longest time, overworking. And then in the reverse position, it's like, this is all going to fall out and I need to release this. I need to let this go because they're burnt out. They're burnt out from this. And then as far as, even though this is under the romance card, so this is the romance card where they could have had that new start in the past a long time ago. They got the King of Swords in the environment, and it kind of just feels like they have to put their head over their heart. They have to be disciplined. They're truthful and honest. Um, I mean, they may speak their truth to each other, but it's not in an emotional way. It's in a way that, um, I mean, their truth. So that shows that, the friendship, right? They speak their truth to each other. They're honest with each other. They're clear. They have mental clarity, but there's a coolness to it. It's like a remaining in control with the King of Swords, remaining in control because he's the king and he's the ruler and he has to keep that sharp mental clarity. And when it comes to love, like everything's like pitter patter. You lose your head. You lose your head. That's why you shouldn't have sex for a long time because once the chemicals start flying, you cannot think straight. You should date someone for a long time before you get cuddled up with them because you cannot think straight. So they've kept themselves thinking straight, thinking straight. Like, how does this really play out? And hopes and fears is the tower in reverse. The tower is the upheaval card. Everything suddenly changes and your life is destroyed, but usually in a way that will help you. And it's extremely traumatic. Whenever you go through tower movements, they're long and they take a lot out of you. So hopes and fears is like, oh God, fear of change. Like, this is not just change. It's not like the fives. It's not like any of the five conflict cards changing small things in life, which are still hard. But this is a major arcana card. These are like key pivotal moments. And they're they're afraid to get together. Like, for some reason, they think, oh, it could be a disaster. It would be a stormy time. So there's still something, you know, if they ever got together in the future, because he's still technically, not married and she's not married. And, but they're afraid that, they're showing that they're averting disaster. That's their fear. They're afraid of that. And, in the long-term future, they feel like they couldn't balance this out, that they would feel overwhelmed. And there is something to do, with pentacles, so it has to do with um, your work life, your career, finances. So there's something to do with that. I'm not exactly sure how that would play out. You fans would have to help me to see. I see that in their long-term future, they're overcommitted and they both have to reprioritize. There's a lack of balance and overwhelm. But anyway, let me go. I got 5 minutes left to look at the cards that were happening in the here and now position. Now, this is more like, is this here and now 30 years ago? Or is this here and now, like right now at the reunion speech? So reversed, Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands is where you empower yourself, and there's lots of opportunities come your way. But this was a delay. This is when there's frustration, waiting, panic, and you have to slow down. Like something was blocked with an opportunity, and there was a lot of illusion and disillusion with the Seven of Cups. Those are things that you love. Things that, this is in the reverse position, so it's showing that you're overwhelmed by choices, and definitely you could see in their lives they would have a lot of different choices being in the positions that they have, and it would be overwhelming. They don't have simple lives. I don't think either of them have simple lives. How could they? Queen of Cups is showing a feeling of compassion and comfort and calm, that they're both intuitive and caring people. But there's a shadow side that would stop them. And it maybe they were afraid of their chemistry because, it could be like a sex addiction. Maybe they're afraid of that. Or like so much chemistry and they'd be chained to each other. And this card represents addictions. So there's some fear of, fear of this really falling for someone and just lusting and out of control. Because remember that we had the King of Swords trying to keep it all together and really afraid of that tower moment when all hell breaks loose. So maybe they were, they have a good thing. They have a good friendship. So maybe they're afraid that something really powerful could take over, and they're afraid of that, or were afraid of it. And they just want to retain this Libra quality, beautiful Libra card of balance and justice and fairness. And this is an 11 card. The 11 adds up to 2, which is like a couple. It's a master number, but it also adds up to 2. So we're dealing with a couple, the idea of a couple. But it's wanting to retain the scales of justice and balance, and they're aware of the laws of cause and effect and karma. So it looks like they were afraid of the karma that could happen if they got together, that maybe they both saw the route this could take, even though they really like each other. Clearly they're attracted to each other. But how would that play out in a romantic and eventually family relationship? Maybe they just saw the karma down the line, and they took the safe route of friendship. Something that was, and it shows them walking away from the love lined up and just kind of going to a higher place. There's leaving behind those cups, those 8 cups that are lined up. They walked away from it, obviously. So this is just a general, my client didn't arrive yet. She tends to run a little late. She comes from an hour away. So I'm going to just see if there's time to pull an oracle. And let me put them all the same direction. Let me just put them over the fire real quick. All right, Keanu, Sandra, Keanu, Sandra. One for Keanu, one for Sandra. One for Keanu, one for Sandra. And if she shows up, I may have to learn how to use the pause button on this whole process. I do not know how to edit or do anything. That's why everything's a one take. Oh, whose card is this? Sandra. Is that one card? Sandra? That's Sandra's card. Ooh, that's Keanu's card. All right. This card just flipped. This may be for both of them. So we'll look at it. All right. What did I say? I said this is for Sandra. Oh my God, there's 2. The stone and the seed and the prayer for Keanu. All right. I need my glasses for this one. It's like LXVI. That's 66, I believe. By the way, when I pull these oracles and I think that you have an interest in a celebrity, sometimes Spirit is speaking through me to his fans. So it may not just be for them, but it might be for you. If it resonates with you, take a listen. So the seed, this is for Sandra. Beginnings come in many forms. They are not always a beautiful seed placed intentionally in nourishing soil. Origin stories, like any birth story, are complex, surprising, multi-layered, and usually reveal a central image or detail that represents the fully formed being. Simply stated, the end is present in the beginning, or the entire oak tree resides within the acorn. Oh, it sounds like they saw the whole thing playing out. Whether you follow this imaginary theory or not, know that when this card appears, there's a potent generative energy all around. There's a potent generative energy all around that stirs your very insides and usually results in an antsy, uh-oh. Okay, time to hit the pause button. Let's see if this works. And if it doesn't work, I'll just have to record part 2.